Lars, welcome to Strasbourg for quite a weird edition of the festival, but still we are screening midnight movies, and tonight we're screening Yummy, which I think is your first film.
Correct.
Feature film.
First feature film, yeah.
And I have the feeling that plastic surgery becomes a big topic in horror films lately.
Is it? Yeah, well, probably we started the trend, because we started this idea more than 8 years ago, me and Evelyn. It was we started writing in between jobs. It was because we thought we will never raise any money for this job. We'll have to do it for this film. We'll have to do it for nothing, I guess. So we'll just wrote a little bit in between proper paid jobs. So it took a while before we finished the script and got the money together, the little money we needed. It got bigger and bigger as we started out as as a cheap zombie film. That was the original idea, and then we ended up with this over-the-top slapstick splatter movie with lots of blood and lots of special effects, which normally would cost you a few million.
Of course. I was going to ask you, what came first, the zombie movie or a comedy?
Zombie movie.
The zombie movie.
Yeah.
You were aiming for something more serious at first?
Yeah. At first it was more horror orientated, yeah. And slowly, as we were looking, and when we came up with this plastic surgery idea, then the splatter just imposed itself on us. We just thought, we can go so much far over the top with this. This is not proper horror anymore. We have to go more into splatter modus here.
Yeah. Do you think it's now linked to the zombie films? Do you think we still can do a serious zombie movie? Because most zombie films we've seen lately are comedies.
Yeah, it's a weird thing also, because we noticed sometimes when actors, when characters in your movies mention that there are zombies at the door, it takes all the reality out. You can't, in a weird way, you can't say the word zombie in a zombie movie, because it makes it ridiculizes the whole thing. You have to call them walkers or whatever, but you can't call them zombies for some strange reason. So there is something about the zombie itself that it's hard to take it seriously, in a way.
And we see a lot of Belgium genre films, but I think it's the first Belgium zombie film.
Yeah. First feature is a zombie feature. I probably made the first Belgian zombie short film like 20 years ago when I finished film school. It was my final project, was a zombie movie. That's basically where the idea started, to do a big one once, because it was just so much fun.
So you are very much inspired by horror films and fantastic films. That's your background.
Yeah, well, I'm not just a horror film fan. I like comedy, all kind of stuff. But I'm really into horror and splatter. Yeah, I really like that genre. One of the big inspirations were the Evil Dead trilogy and Brain Dead and those kind of films.
Okay. And most parts of the film are English speaking.
Yeah.
Was it intended from the beginning, or was it because you were working with both cultures in Belgium?
No, it came from the script. Basically, when we were constructing the basic plot, we were like, okay, there's plastic surgery, and you can go to Turkey for hair transplants and stuff like that, and and we thought those beauty travels are quite interesting, because you go to this country where you don't really speak the language. Imagine being there and all shit breaks out in hospital and you can't understand a word the people are saying. So at first we were in the first version of the script, it was in Poland, just because we thought that's far away and still manageable budget-wise. Okay. And we are just doing Google Translates doing the Polish part, the Polish dialogue in Polish, and then we figured, it's a pity, then Polish people will never enjoy this movie, because for them it will not work, the not understanding it. And then we made up this language. So my girlfriend, her parents are from Croatia, she speaks Croatian, and she made up this mumbo jumbo Croatian, Serbian kind of language that the local people speak, because in the end the movies is in this non-existent country we called it Sildavia, like the Tintin movies, you know, the Tintin in Sildavia.
I didn't notice this.
Yeah,
I didn't notice you were naming the country.
Yeah, we never mentioned it. In the movie it's not mentioned.
Yeah,
just on the set we said, yeah, no, this character is speaking Sildavic, you know, you have to give him some Sildavic lines, but and so a lot of people think, oh, this is Polish or whatever, but it's really a non-existent language.
Will the movie be released in theaters in Belgium or Netherlands?
It has been. It did run just before at the beginning of the big Corona crisis. It was in the cinemas in Belgium. It has been running in Germany and Austria in the middle of the Corona epidemic. So yeah, it must be really a die-hard fan to, in the midst of a epidemic, to go to see a comedy about an epidemic. But yeah,
it makes sense in a way.
In a way, in a sick way, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I think it's screening in many festivals because festivals is, I think, the place also now for the kind of movie with an audience for midnight films. How much do you feel you need the festivals to carry the movie?
It's basically, it was my goal. I mean, of course, the producers were more concerned about the money and think, okay, the theatrical releases, and I was like, yeah, the festivals, locally in Belgium. I was thinking of the BIF. That's my end goal. The festivals with the audience, people that really go to the cinema because they make this extra effort to go to this festival. That's the kind of audience to where I want to, I want to, experience this movie with, That's So I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Exactly, and you're gonna see them react in the screening, I'm sure. Okay, thanks for all your answers.